ask the question that you think is scary. Do things that challenge you. I think that if everybody was willing to do that, we might have a very different future ahead of us. My name is Samala. I'm currently with 18 Million Rising. We started just last year, actually, and my organization seeks to amplify the voices, stories, struggles, and fights and plights of Asian Pacific Americans who are one of the fastest growing groups in our country. In addition to having, those who have traditionally had their rights taken away or limited or are fighting for them, largely people of color, I think a strong civil rights movement also, touches on some of the things that Joseph was saying. We also have people who have power, who are standing behind us and fighting for things that they already have on behalf of other people. I think a strong movement looks like people not acting out of their own self-interest, but the interest of the health of their communities, whole societies, outside of nation state identities, but to really have like a deeper level of empathy. We're doing this on a tech platform on Google Hangout, and I think one of the things that I really love about technology is the ability to connect more people, and that connection builds or can build empathy, and that empathy grows into solidarity, and I think that's where I think our movement has some really, really great potential and power, and I think things like this tap into that, and people being in greater touch, and things like what Ciara is doing. She's doing her thing, like fully, and participating in a Google Hangout with people spread out all over the country. There's one thing that people can do, I would say the willingness to be out of your comfort zone, the willingness to be vulnerable. I think that's a lot underneath of what a lot was said, but be willing to ask questions, be curious. Maybe it's not the right thing, but if it's coming from like a good place, an honest place, like ask the question that you think is scary. Do things that challenge you. I think that if everybody was willing to do that, we might have a very different future ahead of us, and one that I'd be really, really down for. I think we're in a really unique moment. Much to what's already been said, there's an opportunity to break out of silos and to take movements and organizations and work in closer solidarity with one another and be more conscious and to elevate the quality and impact of our collective work. What I'm really heartened by is seeing people in this version of the civil rights movement, which I think like all of us are just gearing up to jump into. We're not just making noise and organizing and being angry when our rights are challenged. I'm really heartened and encouraged by the amount that I see solidarity happening and people fighting on behalf of communities outside of their own or identities other than how they perceive themselves. And I hope that that's something that will continue, and that I think technology has a real role in galvanizing. And I'm excited to maybe talk about that a little bit more.